G'day everybody, welcome to the weekly Edmonds Racing preview show. We've got Toby and Trent on hand, kind enough to give us their time to run through their acceptances for the weekend. Smaller numbers than usual, guys. 8 acceptances across the Gold Coast and Doomben, but gee whiz, quality acceptances across some key races, particularly at Doomben there, and some feature races through this Queensland Winter Carnival time. Toad, before we get stuck into the runner analysis, mate, we've got one eye looking towards the future. What are we, 9 days away from Stradbroke Day and JJ Atkins Day. Can you give us a quick update on Wisdom of Water? How's he trained this week? And the Drinks Cart, how's he come through his run?
Drinks Cart's come through very well. Both those horses will go to Eagle Farm Saturday morning and gallop. Probably their final... will be the final look at Eagle Farm, obviously, but they'll both gallop there fairly solidly Saturday morning and do a bit of maintenance work during the week just to have them fit enough. But Wisdom of Water worked there last Saturday morning on his own, Saturday between races, and he was good. He got over the ground beautifully. Wasn't asked to do a great deal because he only raced the week before, obviously, so it was only a bit of a maintenance gallop and get him to have a look at the place. He's had a great week, Wisdom of Water. We sent a video out to the owners this morning and he looks fantastic and looking forward to the week ahead, really. Both those horses are good. Tie Zone and Winter Bride for the Stradbroke are both come through their respective runs beautifully. So they're on track to run the Stradbroke. We're really looking forward to next week.
Oh, I'm sure, mate. There must be a real buzz in the stable for Group 1 entries in a couple of weeks' time, which is really exciting. But there's a few other things happening, Trent, as well on the in the short term. A couple of, obviously, you're in the process of setting a new win record for the season. But you're on the cusp of a couple of other sort of significant milestones too, mate.
Yeah, I think back in 2016-17 we set our record for Metro winners. I think it was about 63, or it was Dad. 63. I think we're about 56 now, give or take. So we're sort of 7 off that and 8 from eclipsing it. I'm hopeful that we can get that, or knock that over. That'd be, feather in the cap for the season and a great effort. And I think we're on 99 overall Queensland winners. So hopefully our next winner is the ton in Queensland, which we've never done before. We've trained over 100 winners for the last 3 seasons in a row. First time that we've done it in Queensland specifically. So all well and good, and hopefully tomorrow we can knock it off.
Yeah, mate. Hopefully we can knock it off this weekend. That is for sure. I tell you what, it's not going to be easy. There's some nice, lovely horses going around, but they're in really competitive events, and it's one of those sort of weekends where if you can nail the win, it'll be a good one. So very much looking forward to it. Yeah. The barrier god smiled on you again. Yeah, unbelievable. Before we get stuck into all the action, just a quick shout out to Sportsbet. I know the Usmanov owners were tucking into some lobster there on Friday night. They got a great deal out of Sportsbet, and Clint Shipsey and the team there, big thanks to them. So if you are an owner and you do have a horse running this weekend, please give Clint a call. He will make it worth your while, I can assure you of that. All right, Friday, Gold Coast, that's tomorrow. It is currently a soft 5 there, but we're expecting no rain. So I suggest we sort of get into the good range, perhaps. Toby can give us his thoughts on that. But we've got a 9-race card there. We've got 5 accepted across 4 races. They're all the quaddie legs. So for the punters out there, hopefully this information is valuable for you because all our runners will be in the last 4 races of the Gold Coast card. Tobe, just quickly on the track, you expect it to be in the good range tomorrow?
I think it'll be just a nice winter track. It's not going to be too firm tomorrow, that's for sure, which is good. So we're not very cloudy today and overcast, so it's not going to be much. It's not going to come back much from the soft 5, and with a bit of dew on it tomorrow morning, I think it'll stay around that range. Might get to a 4 if we're lucky, but should ride all right and play all right. It looks pretty good this week, so hopefully everything gets a chance.
Excellent. Sounds good. Sounds like it's going to be absolutely perfect. All right. Race 6, the cutest 3-year-old maiden over 1,200 metres. Toby, first start for the stable for MANAGUA. He's a well-bred Piero colt. You've prepared him for this race with 3 trials. Sort of an open sort of race, but a couple of smart sort of vinnies in first, number 1 and number 3 in the race seem to have trialled pretty well leading into this, but you'd think he'd be a live chance.
Yeah, no, he's whole 3 trials have been really good. He's been a bit naughty at the barriers. That's why we had to trial him the 3 times to get his barrier manners well and right enough to go to the races. He quite a sharp worker. He's drawn okay tomorrow, so I suggest he gets a run just behind the speed, and he's got a good turn of foot, this horse, for a Piero. And as you say, his pedigree is pretty solid, so he's not a cheap horse, and would expect him to run well even with those 2 vinnies in there. He's probably one of those horses that can progress after tomorrow, I think, as well, because he's just got that look about him. He's quite a good type of a Piero, and looks to have a good future to me.
Yeah, nice. Okay, a bit of confidence there. Definitely have him in your quaddy numbers, that is for sure. Speaking of which, just touching on this quickly, I'm going to call Matty McGilvray Matty M from now on, just to make it easier on myself. Matty M, Trent, he was booked to ride MANAGUA and CASURINA Star, who's in race 7, who we'll talk about shortly, but he had a fall yesterday. So shout out to Matty. Hopefully he'll be okay, but certainly not riding this weekend, mate.
Yeah, no, he's out, which is unfortunate, but I just hope he's all good. You know, he's a talented rider who rides a lot for us, and he's a friend of all of ours. So, never good to see, and just shout out to Matt and hope he's recovering quickly.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so you guys will make call in terms of riders over the next 24 hours. CASURINA Star, mate, she won well 2 starts ago at Ipswich over 1,500 metres. Then she was pretty plain last time out over 1,800 metres. She has won the course and distance before in a lower grade, and she's a month between runs. What do you make of her chances tomorrow?
Yeah, look, I think I said after the last start, they went along at too slow of a tempo, and she was out the back and sort of in an uncompetitive spot. She came up to the line okay, but just when they go so slow in front and there's no speed in the race, it's very hard for those back markers over the journey to get over the top of them. Pretty competitive little race there tomorrow, so she's going to have to be at her best. She's a mare that we don't train overly hard, even though she gets out in journey, which is quite odd. Just short, sharp gallops we've found are the best for her, and she just races herself up to that journey. And if we don't overtrain her, she races well. So we've just endeavoured to just keep her on that little fresher side and stick at the same distance. And she'll be chiming in somewhere there late. She just needs a lot of luck with sort of race shape and speed in the race. If there is a bit that eventuates, then she's going to be really strong. She's tomorrow going pretty well, but I just want to see her return to some form before we get sort of confident with her.
Understood. All right, so if you're going to go wide in that leg in the quaddie, make sure to include CASURINA Star, and hopefully race tempo just sort of goes her way. She does get back in her running. Race 8, Tobe, is a Class 3, 1,400 metres. You've got the 2 acceptances here. They'll both get a run, should you choose to go that way. FISTICUFFS, he's in race 9 as well. He's drawn a little bit better here, though. Drawn barrier 13, Robbie Frad aboard. FISTICUFFS for Singo and Tommy Rodonicus, of course. Talented horse, racing super well this prep, out to 1,400 metres. Are you leaning this way with this horse at the stage?
Probably. We want to split him and MANAGUA up. Mayosi, sorry, not MANAGUA. Mayosi. Probably my concern is he's got 59.5 again. You know, we're sort of the opinion that big weight's not a very big horse. Maybe he doesn't carry that weight that well, but looks a race. He probably will start favourite in and gets his chance. He looks like he's screaming out for 1,400, and he's trained nicely. So in between, so I will probably go this way and run him even with the 59.5. Robbie Frad rides him very well actually, and he does go good for him. So at this stage, I'm probably leaning towards running him here. The other runner is Forza.
Yeah.
Yes.
in
Yep.
this race.
Justin Huxtable.
Yeah, so he, well, that Justin Huxtable was a good rider. You know, he rode that horse for us well the other day, and he's only had 2 rides for 2 wins. So I think what he also gets up on the speed for us, so we're rolling along up on the speed, and hopefully he can figure in the finish. Probably give him a place chance at in that type of race, I think.
Yeah, okay, good as gold. Well, good luck to the 2K team there. Hopefully he bounces back to some form. He has got, with the positives of the horse, I suppose he's got distance stats of 4 starts for 2 wins and a placing, and he's running on his home track for a first time, which must be a positive for a horse too. And likes a bit of sting out of the grain too, Toby, perhaps. He won on the soft track there a couple back.
He does, yeah. So, you know, none of them going to get a firm track tomorrow. It's a good winter track, so they should get their chance.
Get their chance. Lovely, lovely. All right, race 9 is the cutest 3-year-old handicap over 1,400 metres. We've spoken about Fisticuffs. He is in this race, so just keep an eye out. The guys will do the speed maps and form and work out where he runs and obviously talk to the owners. So keep him in the mix. But we've also have Mayotsi for Yulong in that race. Drawn 14, Robbie Frad. She was awesome last time out. She was great on debut too without winning. Robbie Frad on down in the weight. And I tell you what, I just sort of thought to myself, should be very hard to beat in this race, but I see Command and Conquer has accepted, and he looks like he'll be awfully hard to beat, Trent.
Yeah, he's a fairly sharp horse. Even the toppy, the Sinner, Violet, who ran second 2 starts back to Vanna Girl, Angus the Black was a 3-year-old handicap winner on a Sunday at Ipswich. You know, this is a tough as nails race, to be fair. Probably a good 6 chances in it. She's going super. Can't fault her. She's been the track work partner of Vanna Girl for probably the last couple of weeks, and she's been working extremely well. Barrier, well, is it a concern? She gets back and rockets home anyway, so we'll probably just ride her in the same manner. I think we're a month between runs, which I like as well. She's going there at her top. She couldn't be any more impressive at home, and her last start win was certainly a good confidence booster for us to basically see that she's genuine and that she is capable of producing what she does at home. So going to need a little bit of luck from the barrier, but Command and Conquer, the favourites drawn in, well, what will be the favourite, sorry, the market's not out yet, is drawn inside us. I would suggest that we would try and tag that horse everywhere he goes, and with 3 kilos less, hopefully get it down late. She's going super in what is an extremely hard race.
Yeah, good race. Nice filly with a nice bit of upside. Like you say, there's a lot of horses here that are probably, stakes class gallopers. So it'll be good to get a line on her, and touch wood for Yulong. We get a little bit of race tempo as well, which I'm sure will help her. All right, good luck to Yulong there, team. Doomben, Saturday. It's a big day. Plenty of stakes racing action on the card. They've put up a soft 5 there at Doomben as well, Tobe. 9-race card. You've got 3 acceptances here in 3 feature listed races. Starting in race 4, the Bill Carter 2-year-old for fillies. Smart and Sexy engaged here for the Archer Park team. I tell you what, her form last time in a round away game looks pretty good for this race.
Yeah. Fairness to her, her couple of trials back have been very good, and she's matured a lot, this filly, since her Magic Million run, where she went awfully, probably just over the top by the time she got there, I'd imagine. So forget she went around in that, but the form prior to that was super. We think really like her progression. As I mentioned, she spelled amazingly well. She's furnished. She's quite a hot filly, this filly, so it's important she's kept. She keeps her cool at the races, because she can sort of flip the other way if she's not careful. So important the attendants keep an eye on her. She's as I mentioned, quite hot. But from the barrier, we just go back. That's a racing pattern anyway. Got a horrible barrier, just go back, and she should finish off strongly. Might just run out of room late to get these down, but look, she'll be storming home. Hopefully there's enough speed in it to allow her to finish it off, and she'll look, I think she can run 1, 2 or 3. Just depends on whether the tempo keeps running, whether she runs out of room.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So and then obviously there's a big prep ahead of her, I suppose, with a few more stakes races added to the program from race in Queensland. So just a nice sort of stepping stone to those races. Excellent. Just seeing her back in the Archer Park Silks, that is for sure. Race 5 is a Pam O'Neill, 3-year-old fillies over a mile. Trenty, she's back. VANNA girl, what a star she's been for the stable. What an absolute star. She's drawn a little bit more awkward here than she has the last few. But listen, that Doomben Guineas form around Super Giant was franked last week, and they've rolled her up here, a $3.50 favourite. She'll sort of looks like she'll fight out the favouritism with Rock O'Clock here. And clearly come on well for the run, mate. Come on well for her last race. She was your track work star of the week.
Yes, she certainly was, and that's sort of been commonplace throughout her whole preparation. Jeff Lloyd partnered her in her main gallop on Tuesday, felt she'd improved and she'd gone forward. So that's a great sign. We're still sort of jostling for a rider at the moment with Matt being out. Horrible barrier where she gets to. You know, she's fairly versatile. We can ride her forward, we can ride her back, try and slot in. And I guess the beauty about that is if you try and slot in and don't have any luck, you can just come back a pair and she'll still come back underneath you and race tractably. I think it's a step up. It's a good race, even though the form out of her last win is super. Horse like Celestial Falls of Martin Unum's got a lot of class, drawn sort of midfield, and it'll go forward and make its own luck. So, well, Jeff is of the opinion after riding her work that she's improved again. I think she's going to need to. It's a fairly difficult little race with this barrier draw now, and she takes on the two sort of newcomers, Rocket Clock, Celestial Falls, horses like that, which have got good form in Sydney on Saturdays. Rocket Clock ran second behind Dawn Passage last start, who is pre-post favourite for the Stradbroke. So, going to be an interesting race, but I wouldn't trade our girl for any other. She just needs to find the right lane from the crappy barrier, and she'll be thereabouts and give another really good performance, I feel.
Awesome, mate. Super exciting. She's come on since that last win. That's amazing, and obviously she's going to have to fend off the Southerners. But Super Giant did that last weekend. Yeah. Sorry,
I'll just add to that. I'd imagine we'd end up with Brad Stewart by the look of it. So yeah, I probably tentatively update that. He looks a logical one. We'll just hold out a little bit till scratchings and just see who else is available. But I'd say Brad Stewart will ride. And I think Trent's summation is pretty accurate. But she'll be finishing awfully hard, and the two Sydney fillies want to, they may look to say Celestial Falls get up on speed. We follow probably Juliana. I think we get off the back of them, and she'll finish late and strong. You'll see a good turn of foot this week. We'll have to ride her a bit quieter. Can't do anything else. We're not going to bang her up 3 and 4 deep. So you'll see a really good turn of foot tomorrow.
Oh yeah, bloody exciting! Great group of owners. Can't wait for that. The race 5, the Pam O'Neill. It's going to be an absolute ripping race. So good luck to all the owners there. Race 6, while we've got your Tobes, the Hinkler Quality over 1,100 metres. You possibly looking to back up Usmanov here. Ballynoth Durfed on, drops in weight. He's opened up a $6.50 favourite in the race, a big sort of wide open race, but he was super impressive last week. He seems to be going from, he's getting to the next level and improving all the time. I suppose the queries are just the draw, the quick backup, and the 1,100 metres.
Yeah. I suppose the beauty of him, he's a little bit versatile. Even though in the 900s he's been beginning well and leading and being up on the speed, he can come back off him tad as well. Looks to be super tempo in and around him with fiery heights, drawn wide. It knows nothing other than to lead. Spur crash with Kelly Sweater now, so I know Did had a trial or a jump out the other day where it went nicely. So good trainer change there. So you'd expect it to show good speed. Panino is drawn out wide as well. Tarzan. So, even though we've drawn poorly, with a bit of luck, we could end up with a reasonable run just behind them, and he'll be finishing strong. Super win the other day. He's in good order, and still need to study that map really hard to get a feel for it. But my feeling is that it'll work. Our man in the background is not so confident, but certainly the feeling I'm getting is that it could work, and we could end up with a reasonable run just off the speed and finish hard.
Yeah, nice. It's going to be a ripping race. So many tough, proper Queensland sprinters in that race. And I reckon, Toby, like seems like the horse that, although he's got speed and he travels and puts himself there, he always travels within himself, doesn't he? You know, he doesn't get sort of fired up and in amongst runners. Would that be a correct assessment, or have I got that totally wrong?
No, I think you're right. In that grade where there's going to be high pressure all the time, he'll be fine. But in the lesser grades, when he's getting through his grades, when there wasn't the tempo and everything there, yeah, he was doing things wrong, over racing and wanting to get his head up and the like. But I think you'll find here, especially in that, as I mentioned, with that high tempo, high speed, high cruising speed, that there's 3 or 4 or 5 of them there. He's not going to get a chance to pull or get his head up. So I'd suggest, as long as Bailey, it's going to be difficult for him, and he's going to have to, really study that map hard and see if we can get to the right spot. So, as I said, I'm getting a reasonable feeling for it, but still, jury's out at the moment.
Got it. And Bailey, I think is the other big positive there. He's ridden the horse a few times now and seems to just work with the horse very well and gets him to settle and show his best. So another real positive engagement there, I would have thought. Awesome, guys. Well, that's exciting. Some ripping races and some lovely horses going around this weekend. So good luck to you and all the owners. Clint Shipsey from Sportsbet can't be with us this week. He's got a swollen eye. He says it's just an infection, but I reckon he's been in a pub brawl somewhere, although there's not many pubs open. But might have been down at the shopping at the old supermarket. But Clint's out, so I'm in the Sportsbet charity bet of the week, guys. Now, we've got an update from last week with Trent getting Usmanov up. He's taken the lead. Trent with Edmonds Australia has taken the lead. $905 playing Toby's Bravehearts at $725, guys. So no pressure, but there's plenty on the line here.
How good's that?
Toby, since you're sitting in second, mate, we'll let you go first.
Let him have a false sense of security there. I think MANAGUA is my best bet this weekend, and hopefully we can hit the front for Bravehearts again.
Good on you. So that's race 6, MANAGUA. I heard that correct?
Yep, MANAGUA.
There you go. On stable debut. Some really good information there for all the punters out there. Race 6, MANAGUA is Toby's best bet of the weekend. Trent, who are you sticking with this week, mate?
Well, every time Usmanov goes around, I tip him. But I'm going to go with the tried and true VANNA girl. Back to 3-year-old fillies grade. Yes, she's got to take on the Sydney fillies, but couldn't be going any better.
Great to hear, mate. That is Doomben Saturday, race 5 in the Pam O'Neill VANNA girl. That is Trent's Sportsbet charity best bet of the week. All right, guys, good on you. Thanks so much for your time. To everyone watching, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you on the review show come Monday.
See you guys.
Yeah.